you have the gall to sit there and defend that? Defend your role in that action? That is ridiculous. That is disgusting. That is not a man of leadership. That is a man of pure pride with no feelings. No regard for the people that are dead. No regard for any of that. Just regard for his own job, for his own money, for his own brand. And he should be fired simply because of that interview. Even if what he said was right. A police officer's job is to take the fall for the citizen. And he did not do that. The police officer's job is to protect the citizen, to at least outwardly show that he cares about the citizen, because that's the person they are protecting for the entirety of their job. And because he had no regard for that in that interview, and he showed it loud and clear and arrogantly in a disgusting fashion, he should have been canned on the spot. On the spot. Should have been canned. Should have been canned, and no one should ever hire him again. At least not as a police officer. Maybe as a stockbroker or something, where you have to be all uppity about what you do. That emblem on his chest doesn't deserve to be wearing it. He doesn't deserve to have it on his chest because he's not worthy of it. And guess what? You can say, oh, hey, how can you talk about someone like that? I know I'm not a cop, but I know what the standard is for law enforcement in this country. I know what the standard is. There are so many people that put their lives on the line, that are put at risk and get targeted each day because of it. But then you have one of these nutcases, selfish, arrogant sheriffs, along with stupid and inconsiderate cops working under him that tarnish the legacy of those that have given up their lives to protect people in the exact same situation. And I just makes me sick to watch a police officer use everything as a prop to pedestal himself after 17 people are dead because it's his responsibility. Okay, more police in action. And so 23 verified threats. The FBI was notified multiple times of this guy. It was clear on his social media. Blah, 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 blah. The story goes on. Everyone knew this guy was crazy. Everyone knew this guy should have been in some type of watch. Apparently the people that were taking care of him didn't know that either. they should be liable for some of this, in my opinion. If you allow a guy that you know is insane, whether it be your son or some very close relative, if you allow him that easy access to a weapon of potential mass destruction, that is liability on you. And guess what? If you had a rifle or if you had a handgun, people would still be dead because no one did anything about it. And that's where the corruption is. Okay? The corruption is people trying to save face. And I don't include the NRA in this because they're being slandered for something they have no impact on. We'll get to that in a second. But to prop themselves up using a situation as a pawn, offering solutions and trying to keep self-image that are shattered, that don't exist, both respectively, is appalling, is ridiculous. The media may think they won. The sheriff may think he won. In reality, he lost. Because you want to know what character is. The president who gets blamed for this, calling upon the parents of victims and people that openly oppose him to take shots after shot after shot after shot at him. To do that, to find a solution that will help this country to alleviate this issue. Okay? That, my friends, is patriotic, is gutsy, is one of a kind, is heroic. Not only has he done this, he's come out with legislation afterwards banning bump stocks, which I don't think are much of a big deal. Raising the minimum age to purchase a gun to 21. Armed teachers, which I don't agree with. I think it should be armed guards. But it's a step forward. And last but not least, more transparent and more and a larger governing mental health test to decipher. As well as I think the FBI should be proactive. I don't think they should. I think that companies, right, are being too sensitive or censoring too many things in terms of political commentary by individuals. But when a guy is this obvious, when he shows us again and again, that's where I think the companies have to play a role. I think the FBI should have more overreach on social media that inherently poses a threat or danger to a group of individuals. I think the FBI has to be more reaching in that regard. Companies have to be less reaching in terms of political censorship, more reaching in terms of this, and more proactive. I think the better mental health checks will definitely help, and the more transparent ones will also help. This is not President Trump's fault. He took the fire and came up with solutions. Okay? He came up with solutions. This is not his fault. This is the FBI's fault. This is the police department's fault. It's that sick and deranged individual's fault. And that is why 17 people are dead today. Okay, so we've decided to come up with a new thing. Okay. We decided to come up with a new thing. These scores and updates, it's like an ESPN type thing, where we update you on the scores. It's kind of self-explanatory. Sorry, but the Cleveland Cavaliers have lost to the San Antonio Spurs 110-94. New Orleans Pelicans defeat the Milwaukee Bucks 123-121. Florida State is down by 19 against North Carolina State in college basketball news. Michigan State beat Wisconsin 68-63. Tom Izzo after the game on the Miles Bridges scandal says that he believes Bridges is innocent. They've done an internal investigation and proves he's innocent, and has no concerns about the eligibility of Miles Bridges going forward. No concerns. So that's a big press conference there. But back to the main issue. Right? Back to the main issue. The issue of gun control. Let's realize it wasn't his. It was someone else's that got into the hands of this guy. Of course, expanding mental health tests is better. It does prevent some tragedies. But more babies are killed due to abortion than people are killed by guns. And most of these are illegally obtained weapons in high crime areas. The reason why you don't hear about this every day, the reason why you hear about this once a year, once every 6 months, and everyone is terrible, should never happen. That's why I'm for armed security. We'll get to that. But seriously, if you want to start talking about causes of death, Democrats should slow their roll a little bit. And the president has come up with solutions that, although they aren't popular by his base, are supported by moderate Republicans that I think will work in terms of benefiting the general public. Now, this isn't an issue over gun control, as I said previously. Okay? This is an issue of mentally insane people that need treatment and transparency in terms of those records. And that's the issue we've got to solve. Also, when there's no police presence, no presence of guards or security near our schools. Let's remember that the Las Vegas shooter, I think this is true, possibly maybe a rumor, don't quote me on this. There was a security guard that responded 6 minutes after the initial warning from higher-ups about the shooter, about the Las Vegas shooter. 6 minutes. That is the major issue here. And I don't support armed teachers because that won't help anything. But armed guards will, because they're more, I think they'll be more mentally secure.